If you're always busy, working 50, 60, even 70 hours a week, but your bank account looks exactly the same as it did 6 months ago, this video will make you uncomfortable because it's going to explain why effort has absolutely nothing to do with money. And no, it's not because you're lazy, unlucky, or missing some secret motivation hack. It's because you're trapped in a system that rewards motion, not results. Once you see this, you'll never waste time the same way again, and you'll understand why some people work half as much but earn 10 times more. Let me tell you about Mark. He reached out to me after watching one of my videos, frustrated and exhausted. Mark was working 65 hours a week, no exaggeration. I saw his calendar. He ran a marketing agency. Every day looked the same. Client calls at 8 a.m., emails until 10, team check-ins, project management, more emails, proposal writing, networking events, content creation for his own business. His Google Calendar was a solid block of color. And when I asked him how much he made last year, he said, $47,000. I said, $47,000 for 65-hour weeks? He nodded. Then he said something I'll never forget. I don't understand. I'm doing everything right. I'm hustling. I'm showing up. I'm consistent. Why isn't it working? And that's when I realized Mark wasn't in a business problem. He was in a perception problem. Because in his mind, busy meant productive. Motion meant progress. Hours worked meant value created. But the market doesn't pay you for being busy. The market pays you for solving expensive problems at scale. And Mark was spending 90% of his time on tasks that created zero leverage. He wasn't building an asset. He was renting out his time, over and over and over. Here's what most people don't realize. Your brain is designed to reward activity. When you check off a task, when you send that email, when you finish that meeting, your brain releases dopamine. It feels good to be busy. It feels productive. It feels like you're moving forward. But busy and effective are not the same thing. And this is where people get trapped. Being busy gives you 3 psychological comforts that keep you stuck. 1, it hides uncertainty. If you're always moving, you never have to face the question, is what I'm doing actually working? You can stay in motion indefinitely, learning, planning, optimizing, networking, and every day you can tell yourself, I'm making progress. But if your income hasn't changed, you're not making progress. You're making motions. 2, busyness protects your identity. You get to say, I'm a hard worker, I'm dedicated, I'm doing everything I can. And that feels better than asking, am I effective? Am I solving the right problem? Am I creating leverage? 3, being busy delays judgment. Results expose reality. They tell you whether something worked or not. Busyness delays that moment indefinitely. Here's the truth nobody wants to hear. Money doesn't care how tired you are. It doesn't care how many hours you worked. It doesn't care how hard you tried. Money only cares about one thing. Did you solve a problem someone was willing to pay for? And more importantly, did you solve it at scale? Let me give you 2 examples. Same industry, same skill level, same city. Person A works 60 hours a week. They take client calls, manage projects, do the work themselves, handle customer service, write proposals, invoice clients. They make $50,000 a year. Person B works 25 hours a week. They spend their time building systems, hiring people, creating offers that don't require their direct involvement, and focusing only on activities that generate revenue or increase leverage. They make $300,000 a year. What's the difference? It's not effort. It's not intelligence. It's not even luck. It's leverage. Person A trades hours for dollars. Person B solves problems at scale. 1 hour of person A's time creates 1 hour of value. 1 hour of person B's time creates a system that produces value while they sleep. That's why 2 people can work equally hard and live completely different financial lives. So here's the test. And this is the part that makes people uncomfortable. Look at your calendar from last week. Every single task, every meeting, every block of time. Now ask yourself this question for each one. Did this activity directly create value, increase value, or distribute value? If the answer is no, it was a distraction, not a bad task, not a waste of time, but a non-earning task. It kept you busy. It made you feel productive, but it didn't move money. Let me give you examples of non-earning tasks that feel productive. Reorganizing your email inbox, watching YouTube videos about productivity, taking another course, rewriting your website for the third time, attending networking events where nobody's buying, posting on social media without a conversion mechanism. All of these things feel like work. Some of them are even necessary at some point. But if you're spending the majority of your time on them, you're in the busy trap. Now let me give you examples of leverage tasks. Building a system that generates leads without you. Hiring someone to do $20 per hour work so you can focus on $500 per hour decisions. Creating an offer so good that people buy it without you convincing them. Recording one piece of content that works for you 24/7. Notice the difference? Leverage tasks create results that outlive the time you put in. Busy tasks die the moment you stop doing them. And that's why busy people stay broke. They're running on a treadmill that resets every single day. So how do you break out? How do you shift from motion to leverage? It's not about working harder. It's not about getting more organized. It's about making 3 decisions that most people are too afraid to make. Decision 1, stop doing $20 per hour work. I don't care if you can do it well. I don't care if you're the best at it. If someone else can do it for $20 per hour and your time could be spent creating $500 per hour leverage, you have to let it go. This is where most entrepreneurs get stuck. They say, but I can't afford to hire anyone yet. And I say, you can't afford not to. Because every hour you spend doing low-value work is an hour you're not building the thing that actually scales. Decision 2, only work on things that compound. If the result of your work disappears when you stop doing it, it's not leverage. It's a job. Leverage compounds. One video works forever. One system runs without you. One great offer sells itself. Ask yourself, if I stop doing this tomorrow, would it still produce value in 30 days? If the answer is no, you're not building leverage. You're just staying busy. Let me tell you what happened with Mark. After our conversation, he made one decision. Just one. He stopped taking projects under $5,000, and he fired 3 of his lowest-paying clients. This terrified him, because those clients were easy money. They were consistent. They felt safe, but they were also consuming 30 hours of his week for $2,000 per month total. He took those 30 hours and used them to build one thing, a $10,000 offer for a specific type of client with a specific painful problem. Then he reached out to 40 people who fit that profile. 8 of them said yes. That's $80,000 in 6 weeks, more than he'd made the entire year before. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Most people would rather stay busy than get rich, because busy feels safe. Busy lets you avoid hard decisions. Busy lets you blame circumstances instead of strategy. But if you are serious about changing your income, you have to stop confusing motion with progress. You have to stop rewarding yourself for effort and start measuring yourself by results. Because money doesn't care how tired you are. It only cares whether you solved a problem at scale. And the moment you shift your time from busy work to leverage work, everything changes. That's how real money starts.